Hi everybody, it's the Ruthless Jobber here. Welcome back to the channel. This is the start of a brand new series. As you've seen from the thumbnail, it's the invasion angle from 2001. Now, I've tried this before a couple of times in private saves and as YouTube series, but I'm doing it very differently this time. I'm not going to try to have the WTW continue as its own brand and kind of lead into an invasion. We're just going to get straight into it. I'm going to have the WTW down as a stable. Now, anyone who has seen my previous videos knows I don't usually work with stables, but I'm really going to give it a go, and this is a pretty massive stable. This is WTW. The other thing I'm doing differently is differently to real life. People who were tied up with the Time Warner contracts, that doesn't exist. We're going to get the best people we can that fit the story I want to tell. Not everybody's here, as you can see. There may be some more introductions later on. We'll sort of have to wait and see. So we've got a leader, we've got a couple of deputies, we've got just your normal members and your muscle and your fodder and that sort of thing. Very different to how I've normally done it. Very different to real life as well. I'm not going to have too many secrets. There will be things that I'm going to keep from you because I want a couple of surprises. But generally, I'm going to tell you my thought process, why I'm doing certain things, what I'm thinking about doing, and why I'm thinking about doing it that way, or the advantages, the pros and the cons. But yeah, I want to leave some things to be a bit of a surprise, so I'm not going to go through everything. Now, we've got our first show that we're going to book is Insurrection, which is in 4 days. That was the UK-based pay-per-view, so we will be holding it in the UK. Heat is a B show, so I won't be showing you that. I'll be I'll be auto-booking that. Also, SmackDown, I have made a B show, and I will be auto-booking that, and I won't be showing that either. It's just too much. I'm not booking 2 TV shows a week plus events. It's just too much for me, so apologies on that. The product I have changed. It's not classic sports entertainment. I'm going with the Free Ring Circus. It doesn't really affect the way I'm going to book. It doesn't really do much. What it does do for me is it forces me to have 3 different match aims rather than just a storytelling match every show under classic sports entertainment. I've got to think about 3. Where do I place them on the card? Who do I put in this match? So yeah, rather than just easy, any match can be a storytelling match. I'm actually going to have to sort of think a little bit. Women's division is going to be tiny rather than small. I'm going to give it an effort. How it pans out, I don't know, but yeah, we'll give it some sort of effort. I've also reduced my money from 50 million to 10 million. So I've taken away Time Warner contracts. So I've got to kind of, in my mind, to balance that out, I've got to give something back, and I've taken 40 million off of my bank account. Now, I don't think that's going to be an issue for us. I think certainly with TEW 2020, it's pretty easy to make money when you're this kind of size. So it's not gonna hurt us, I don't think. So I think we're just going to crack on, and yeah, let's get into Insurrection. We're bringing you this show live from the O2 Arena in London in front of 20,678 people. I'm not sure if it was the London O2 Arena then, was it? Back in 2001? That was only just after the millennium, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to kick the show off with a couple of pre-show matches. I need to get into the habit of putting on pre-show matches, really. It kind of just helps, maybe you can discover chemistry and all that sort of thing, but without further ado, let's get cracking with the results. It's a pre-show bout that had decent reaction from the crowd and subpar wrestling, and it's Eddie Guerrero defeating Perry Saturn in 10 minutes 4 seconds by submission. I didn't go into too many details with the booking for the pre-show matches, just chose a winner. Confusingly, Perry Saturn and Terry are on different sides of the face-heel divide. I'll have to fix that. So we had 52 for the wrestling, 50 crowd rating, and 54 overall. China defends the women's title, taking on Ivory. Didn't have much heat, terrible wrestling, but China gets the win in 10 minutes 6 seconds by submission. China makes defense number 1 of the women's title, so 43 for wrestling, 44 for crowd, and 48 overall. Edge and Christian take on Kai and Tai. I think I pronounced that right, Kai and Tai. We don't have Edge and Christian on the main show, so yeah, give them a match. Pre-show, subpar wrestling and little heat, but it's Edge and Christian getting the win in 12 minutes 5 seconds when Edge forced Funaki to submit. Another submission, okay. So yeah, we had 52 wrestling, 42 for the crowd, and 58 for the segment rating overall. Not too bad. Both teams getting the excellent chemistry, which is all good stuff. Let's go to the show proper then. Kick off, as you do, with an opening hype video. So it's just sort of featuring some of the main guys we've got. Not everybody, of course, but we're showing the Big Show, Chris Jericho, Kane, Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and Triple H. Probably our biggest stars at the moment, particularly those last 4 I've mentioned. Kurt Angle you could probably add into that mix as well, actually. But yeah, opening hype video, overall rating of 75. There was a storyline in there. We've got the 2-man power trip against the Brothers of Destruction, but it lost heat with this one. William Regal, as the WWF Commissioner, opens the show. Overall rating of 43, which is a bit of a poor start, really, but he did work the crowd well, using the freedom to improvise to his advantage. He announces there's 2 tag team matches tonight. Well, there's actually 3, but there's 2 tag team matches that are number 1 contendership matches for the tag team titles. The winners of each match will go into a triple threat on Monday Night Raw for the tag team championships. The idea is to take the belts off of the 2-man power trip. They've already got both singles titles. I don't mind the idea, really. I could keep that going. I could keep that running, but there's certain things I want to do with part of the invasion that kind of just requires different people in different sort of positions without giving too much away at the moment. But 43 overall for this one. William Regal also says that Vince, the WWF chairman, does have a special announcement to make tonight. So this is the first of those tag team matches. We've got the APA Protection taking on Right to Censor. A terrible match, but APA get the win in 8 minutes 7 seconds when Bradshaw pinned Bull Buchanan. Bull Buchanan was the weak link. Okay, that's fine. Wrestling 42, crowd 40, overall 51, which isn't too shabby really for these guys that are in the ring. So APA will be in the triple threat match against the tag team champions, whoever they may be, come Monday Night Raw. Vince McMahon announces that he has appointed a new head of talent acquisitions. It's a former World Wrestling Federation champion, Ric Flair. And Ric Flair comes out, obviously he's... people are unsure at the moment whether to boo him or not, but he comes out, he gives a bit of a heel promo really, so just to sort of establish that he is a heel. And he says, a couple of months ago, your son, Shane, bought the rights to the WCW. 2 months later, nothing has happened. I cannot wait. I cannot wait around any longer. I need to be in this industry. I need a job. I need to provide for my family. Vince, you came calling, and I'm glad you did. I'm the best person for this position. I can bring in lots of great talent. I've got a scouting network. They're going to, check out different areas of the country, different areas of the world, really, and bring in some really great talent. I've already got a good few names in mind. So that's sort of kayfabe in it. Realistically, he's going to be bringing in all the WCW guys for the invasion, which we were going to kick off quite quickly, really, which is why I wanted to do this immediately. Now, this is obviously a UK pay-per-view. I believe the US still got to see it, but it's kind of like, let's treat the UK. We don't come to the UK very often. Let's treat the fans over there. I'll make this special announcement tonight. So yeah, Ric Flair, head of talent acquisitions. This is just a device to get him in. He's the guy who brings in the the WCW talent. Rating of 66 overall. Vince McMahon struggled going off script. Not sure that's quite right, but Ric Flair performed well. Chris Benoit takes on Kurt Angle. These two are feuding. So I was unsure whether to actually put this match in, but I mean, we don't have a clear winner here, so it was fine. Chris Benoit drew with Kurt Angle in 14 minutes 7 seconds following a double countout. During the match, we saw Ric Flair distract Benoit and distract Angle. So Ric Flair came out, just distracted the two. What he was doing out at ringside, we don't know. He was just there. presumably just wanted to watch the match, see what talent he's got to work with at the moment, and kind of like where people are setting the bar and what he needs to be looking at when he brings people in. Kayfabe. So the storyline in advance for this segment, the wrestling rating was 79, crowd 76, overall 79. Yeah, I'm pleased with that one. In a 40 rating, Gene Okerlund is back in the World Wrestling Federation. Same kind of thing, really, kayfabe, although Gene won't be really technically part of the invasion. He's a face. So he's just back. He's an interviewer, and he decides to interview Edge and Christian, and they just cut a self-promo, basically. Rating of 40. Okerlund was superb, working without a script, and Edge improvised well as well throughout the segment, so that's all good stuff. 40 overall. Matt Hardy defends the European title against Val Venus. Kind of struggled for an opponent for him. Once we sort of get the WCW guys involved, there's obviously going to be a lot more people to pull from. But yeah, I was kind of looking for someone at roughly the same sort of level as him. I think Val Venus might have been lower than him. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's a wild brawl. Decent reaction from the crowd, but terrible wrestling. Matt Hardy defeated Val Venus in 9 minutes 39 by pinfall. So it's defense number 1 of the WWF European title. Wrestling of 43, crowd 48, and 51 overall. So yeah, nothing spectacular, but yeah, got Matt Hardy on the card. Got him to defend the European belt. When you're in the UK, you've got to defend that belt, really, haven't you? So Matt Hardy and Val Venus have pretty good chemistry. So perhaps if they were both a little bit higher up in the card, could have got something a bit better there. Then we've got a segment with William Regal and Vince McMahon, and Regal's just complaining, really. Why have you brought Ric Flair in? I probably should have put Ric Flair here as a off-screen, but just slipped my mind, really. Yeah, why have you brought Ric Flair in? I'm the commissioner. Why did you do this above my head? Why have you not? Vince McMahon just kind of turns around and has a bit of a go at William Regal. I'm still the chairman of this company. I'm still the CEO. You're the commissioner. I can take that role away from you at any time I want. I can do it now if I like. And, William Regal kind of backtracks a little bit. And as this was all sort of happening, Chris Jericho sort of walks past and listens and just kind of taunts William Regal, because these two are feuding at the moment and doesn't want to get involved too much. Jericho's off to his match. But yeah, just sort of taunts William Regal. Just wanted to sort of get the storyline here. Unfortunately, it lost heat. Overall rating for this segment was 61. And it's Al Snow who will challenge Chris Jericho. And a 70 overall. That's not bad considering. I mean, look at this. Wrestling of 57, crowd 56. Overall 70 is really good. The commentary obviously helped there. We've got green there for the commentary. We did have Chris Jericho defeating Al Snow in 15 minutes 12 seconds by submission. But during the match, we had William Regal come in and distract Jericho. Obviously not happy with being taunted at, being taking the mickey out of backstage when he was talking to Vince. So he just come out to distract Jericho. Didn't distract him too much by the looks of it, though. Jericho still got the win. Post-show, though, Al Snow and William Regal start to beat down on Chris Jericho. The storyline's lost heat again. But yeah, this is just literally just Regal and Snow beat down Jericho. Rating of 44. The Hollies take on Too Cool. This is the second contendership match for the tag team titles. So we gave the victory to the Hollies. I didn't want to make it too obvious. I think I mean I could easily have just had like the Hardys and Edge and Christian, or two of our top teams go in and challenge for those belts. I want to do something slightly different. But yeah, it's a terrible match, but the Hollies got the win in 9 minutes 59 when Hardcore Holly pinned Scotty 2 Hotty. So we'll have the Hollies, and they will be taking on the other team, APA, and both of those in a triple threat with the tag team champions, whoever they may be, come Monday Night Raw. So 40 for the wrestling, 38 crowd, 45 overall. Gene Okerlund interviews the Big Show. He just cuts a promo on his opponent, Test. Now, Big Show was in a storyline with Shane McMahon, and Test was kind of involved as well. I'm going to end this storyline in the match, to be honest. Get it out of the way. Let the guys move on to something different when it comes to, the WCW guys coming in. But the storyline lost heat with this particular angle, which got a 46 rating overall. How does the match go? This ends the storyline. 59 overall, which, yeah, it's not fantastic, is it? So 50 wrestling, 61 crowd, and 59 overall. Decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Big Show defeated Test in 8 minutes 51 by pinfall. and this was our storytelling match. Yeah, we just wanted to end this storyline. It's not one that interests me, and just let both guys sort of move on now. Brothers of Destruction wait in the ring for their opponents. This is for the Tag Team Championships. Power of Destruction taking on the Brothers of Powers of Destruction. No, 2-man Power Trip taking on the Brothers of Destruction. 75 for this angle. So yeah, we've got the Brothers of Destruction just waiting in the ring, waiting for their opponents, facing the ramp. But 2-man Power Trip come from a different angle. They come either from the crowd or just from somewhere else, and attack the brothers from behind to sort of get an advantage for when the match actually starts. The storyline lost heat again here though. 75 overall. How does the match go? In a bout that had fantastic heat and decent wrestling, the 2-man Power Trip defeated Brothers of Destruction in 16 minutes 11 when Steve Austin pinned Kane after using a foreign object. The match also had a lot of interference. Ric Flair distracted Austin and Triple H and Kane and The Undertaker. So it doesn't kind of do it, one by one. He's come to the ring. He's just, for whatever reason, perhaps the same reasons he came out to the ring earlier, just see what talent the WWF have got. Where's the bar? What sort of, this is all kayfabe, obviously, but he's just trying to mess with the WWF guys. A bit of mind games here. The Undertaker carried the match. The crowd finished white hot, actually, which is really good. So we get a wrestling rating of 72, the crowd of 90, and overall 81. So the storyline advanced, but didn't gain heat. So we're obviously, it's a very high bar for these storylines at the moment. Steve Austin and Triple H have absolutely zero chemistry as partners. That's another reason to take the belts off them. But that's a shame because I'm sure in real life they probably did okay. Yeah, oh well, unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. But yeah, so the 2-man Power Trip keep hold of the belts, so they will go in and defend the titles in that triple threat match on Monday Night Raw. I'll tell you now, they will be losing the belts. It's probably going to be to the APA. How I'm going to do it yet, I don't know, because I'm sure Power Trip won't be happy with that decision. I might have to jiggle things about. I'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, what do we get overall for this show then? 69. That's really bad. I'm very disappointed in that. I mean, I know new saves normally take a while to get going. I've got to get a feel for the roster and everything, and push some of my own guys. Certainly when some of the WTW guys are sort of in properly and getting into the action. Hopefully we'll sort of see scores rise. Also have this issue with storylines, which I tend to have a lot of recently. Got to do something about that. Going to address the locker room, although I can't even remember who did what. I didn't keep an eye on the scores, did I? Well, I mean, I think the main eventers really they've got to get complimented on a good performance. Kane, complimented on a good performance. Steve Austin, the same really. I think it was our best match and everything. I think we've got to do that, especially since I can't really remember how everyone else did. So everyone seemed pleased there. Financial report, we made just over $1 million in profit. I have no worries about reducing my money to 10 million after, off the back of that. Popularity recap, yeah, we have lost popularity. Unfortunate, but we just need to sort of keep going, really. I mean, some of these areas are really high. So, yeah, the bar's high. And I'm not used to running companies this big, so yeah, it might be a bit of a struggle. Media scrum, okay. Johnny Ace got into an ugly argument with a fan a little earlier. Yes, he did. He needs to act more professionally. Word is the WWF locker room is an absolute mess and the morale is at rock bottom. It is a little bit. So, I don't interfere in locker room business. They can sort it out themselves. Okay, that didn't help. Alright, I need to employ a morale officer. Obvious lack of hot storylines in WWF as head booker is surely your responsibility. Why aren't you doing your job? It's a work in progress. Have patience. Yeah, Hardcore Holly was off his game. How disappointed are you with his inconsistency? If he doesn't interest no, I mean everyone has an off day. I'm sure that was a one-off. With CMLL looking for someone to fill their role of owner, would you be potentially interested in applying? How on earth would they even be asking that question of Vince McMahon? It's an interest. I have no interest in that position at all. We've heard rumours that Kevin Nash has quite a lot of heat backstage at the moment. Your thoughts? Oh, it's a trivial issue. Yeah, okay, yeah. Not happy with how that went, but oh well. Backstage then. Let's have a look. Emails. Oh, China needs to learn how to sell. Drug test fees. Insurrection viewing figures. Okay, fine. Oh, In Demand are unhappy and Direct TV are unhappy. It was a poor score. That needs to be addressed quite quickly. Time to heal for all these people. Paul Buchanan, Test, Crash Holly, Christian, Perry Saturn, Triple H. Really? Also got something in our decisions here. What's this? Incident involving Perry Saturn. Identified as a steroid user. Stern warning. Nothing noteworthy came of that. Yeah, we've got contract negotiations with Grandmaster Sexy. We'll keep him around for a little bit longer. I think I offered a year. It's just to keep him on the roster, keep that sort of tag team there. We're not going to push them, but it's another tag team to have around. I don't think there's much else I want to show you at the moment. There is nothing else to show really. We've got, as I say, we've got the stable, the WCW stable. I probably didn't say earlier on, they are all heels. They are coming in as heels. Now I've changed our product to have the heel face divide loosely enforced because, I think it'd be nice to get some of our heels involved with some of the storylines as well. So I mean, like the Big Show, for example. Kind of see how all that goes. So I think I'm going to call this a day. I hope you've enjoyed this first one. Definitely got a lot to address here. Definitely got some improvements to make. Still on the lookout for a couple of new signings as well. I haven't sort of issued contracts to people like Rob Van Dam yet. I will, because it just makes sense to sign a guy like that. But do I stick him in the WCW stable? Or do I just have it as he's just a new recruit for WWF? I don't know yet, because he wasn't part of WCW. I'll have a think, but I think it makes sense to bring him in some sort of capacity. So I hope you've liked this one. Please give a like and subscribe. I'll see you all again soon. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.